Hey, this is your girl, msyelladiva. I am bringing you another episode of Dexter Resurrection, Season 1, Episode 4. Call me Red, call me Red, simply Red, holding back the years. Okay. Sorry. All right. The episode is Call Me Red, okay? I'm sorry. Listen. I'm crazy, so all my reviews will be crazy too. But if you are new here, welcome, y'all. Welcome to the crazy reviews, okay? Okay. We do reviews here, okay? And if you're returning, welcome back. Welcome back. Y'all already know I'm crazy. Okay. Give me a thumbs up. Like and share and comment and subscribe to my channel. And we will begin holding back the years. Okay, anyway. Harry, aka Gans. Okay. He was Gans on 48 Hours. Not the first 48, the TV show. 48 Hours with Eddie Murphy. And Nick Nolte. Yeah, he was Gans on that. And he was Richard Wright on Sex and the City too. But here he is Harry. And Harry don't want Dexter to go to this dinner party. He said it could be a trap, dog. It could be a trap. And then Dexter was like, but Dad, it's a all-you-can-eat buffet for the dark passenger, okay? All you can eat, dog. Come on, man. Come on. And so, and then Harry was like, well, what if they don't believe you Red? And he said, well, Red didn't have he had no pictures. He ain't even had no picture on the website. He ain't no pictures he ain't online anywhere. So they don't know what he looked like. In fact, he do kind of favor Ronald Smith. Okay. So then he also got he got a print of his thumbprint, and then he glued it on real good. Glued it on. Okay. So, hey. But Harry was like, just be careful. And then Dexter was like, I'm tired of being careful. Well, you still need to be careful. Okay. So Harrison gets a call from the jeweler. Okay. And the jeweler was like, your watch is ready. And so Harrison was like, man, he said, I'm busy at work. I can't pick it up. And so she was like, well, what's the client's name or whatever? We can look him up and we can deliver it. And he was like, no, I'll come pick it up. No, what you should have said, Harrison, come here, Harrison, come here. What you should have said is that client, that hotel customer has passed away. Okay? So you can see where you can either take it as payment and resell it, or you can give it to one of his family members, have them pay for it. But what I'm not gonna do is pick that up. Okay. I'm not gonna pick it up because I'm not picking up no dead man's watch. Okay. So you do whatever you may. Okay, you can resell it for all I care. But what I'm not gonna do is pick up no dead man's watch. That's what I'm not gonna do. See, that's what you should have said, Harrison. But now you gonna go pick the watch up, dumbass. Right here. You stupid. Stupid. Anyway, so Dexter gets picked up by Charlie. And he tried to get in the back seat. And she was like, oh, hell no. Hell no. To the no. Hell no. Okay. You sit in the front seat, Jack. Okay. You ain't gonna decapitate me. Okay. You ain't gonna decapitate me, Jack. So you sit in the front seat where I can see you. Okay. So she said, hi Ronald Smith, hi Ronald Smith, and he said, call me Red. Okay. Holding back the okay. Anyway, okay. So Charlie, she said, what do you think when I left you this invitation? And he was like, I was kind of spooked. He said, but the money was good. I know that's all right. And so they arrive at the mansion, and so she said, and so she had to pat Dexter down, and then, so Dexter, okay, so he got to put this thumbprint on this thing here. So he hit it once, and it was red. And so he was like, "Oh, okay, maybe I didn't do it right." So he hit it again, and it was red. So Charlie looking like, "Who in the fuck? What the hell going on here?" And so he was like, "Oh, it's a little sweaty." So he did like this here. Okay. So then third time was a charm. It was a green light. Thank God. Okay, give me the green light. Okay. Anyway, um, so but it worked. Okay. So Charlie was like, you need to you'll meet the man of the manor. So the man of the manor is Leon Prater, the miniature man of the manor. Okay. Yes, Lord. And so he said, it's so wonderful to meet you. It's so wonderful to put a face to the name, because he ain't know what he looked like neither. Okay. So he said, I'm having a dinner party for all you like-minded individuals. He said, so this is a safe space. You can, talk amongst yourself about, what you guys do. And so Dexter was like, well, you not, he said, you not like me? He said, no, heavens no. He even laughs. He was like, He said, I'm a huge fan. He said, but I don't have the skill set or the imagination to do what you do. And I know that's right, child. So Charlie, she was like, can I be excused? I really don't want to be bothered with the rest of this stuff. And so he said, yeah. So he said that she don't like to go into this vault. So he said he had a bunch of wine on over there, and then he said, hit this button right here. And so it opens some doors, and it was a vault. And the man said that you can only put in the number once, because if you fail once, then Charlie gonna shoot you. So you got put it in one time only. You can't fuck it up, okay? So, but he put it in, and the doors open, and it was a vault for all the serial killers. So they had like the Jack the Ripper, they had the refrigerator from Jeffrey Dahmer, they had Charles Manson, they had they had the New York the New York um the New York serial killer too. I forgot his name, but then they had the Trinity killer as well. That was Dexter's first kill. And then they had the ice truck killer. I thought. Correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, somebody tell me in the comments. Wasn't that his brother, the ice truck killer, that he had to kill? I thought that was his brother, but don't quote me on that, because I ain't seen Dexter in a long time. So I thought that was his brother. But whatever the case may be, then they had microscope slides from the Bay Harbor Butcher, and so he got he reminisced. He had to touch it and everything. He was like, please don't touch, please don't touch. That's right. So then but they ain't had a grim sleeper. They ain't had a grim sleeper. No. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. They could have. I don't know. They could have had it somewhere in that vault somewhere, but they didn't touch on it. Anyway, so they also had, and so Mia arrives, and that's Lady Vengeance. Oh, they also had. I'm sorry. They also had um the he had a bunch of ponytails, and so the name of the person was Rapunzel. Okay, who they gonna meet later on. Yeah, but his name is Al, and he the ponytail killer. Lowell is the tattoo killer, so he just basically skins people their tattoos and stuff, and he keeps them for safekeeping or whatever. And the Gemini killer, I don't know what the Gemini killer was doing, but he comes also to the dinner party, and Mia, better known as Lucy from Gilmore Girls. Oh, I'm sorry, Al, the ponytail killer, is Cameron from Modern Family, and the tattoo killer is Lowell Dookie Howser. Okay. Okay. And Garrett is the Gemini killer. I don't know who Garrett is. I have never seen him before, but I've seen all the rest of these folks. Okay. But so Mia arrives, and that's Lucy from the Gilmore Girls. Okay, she arrived, and so she kills sexual predators. So she pretty much like Dexter, as she kills people who do bad things to other people. So she's similar to Dexter. So she kind of like the female version of Dexter. Okay, because she kills sexual predators. Okay, she also is a wine connoisseur. She had to tell Dexter, "You drinking this wine wrong, so you need to do you need to do this right." Okay, yes, because he just gulped it. She was like, "Baby, you need to sip it. You need to get the aroma in there and everything like that." I'm not a wine drinker. I don't know nothing about no wine, child. Okay, if it ain't Moscato, that's pretty much what I drink. Cause I don't drink them dry wines. That's my aunt Trisha. Shout out to my aunt Trisha. Anyway, um, so yeah, so then Al Cameron from Modern Family, yeah, the ponytail killer arrives. Okay, then Lowell Doogie Howser arrives, the tattoo killer, and then Gemini arrives. Um, Garrett, he's the Gemini killer. All right, so we go back to Harrison. So Angel goes to Lance's apartment, and Lance is the boy who bought uh, Harrison's truck from him. So then Angel goes to Lance's apartment, because the Angel is the detective from Miami. He goes to Lance's apartment, and he asks, "Did Jim Lindsay sell you this truck?" And he was like, "Who in the hell is Jim Lindsay?" And so he said, "No, Harrison, my boy Harrison sold me that truck." And so he said, "Harrison Morgan?" He said, "Yeah." And so now he knows Harrison is in New York. And so now he putting two and two together. So now he got to find out where is Harrison? Where does Harrison live? Anyway, we back to the dinner. Dinner is served, okay? So everybody was asking, "Where Keith at? Where Keith at?" Well, Keith remembered that Charlie beat the shit out of him, killed him with his own club, because he was the Canton clubber, and he threatened to go to the police and the FBI. I don't even know why he threatened to go to. Probably because he wanted some more money. But whatever the case may be, he broke a rule, and and Charlie dealt with him. Okay, so she brought the bat home to Papa Leon. And he gonna put it in the trophy case. But the Canton Clubber is no more. Okay, so so they sit down for dinner. They serving big, beautiful, uh, perfectly cooked lamb chops, and they uncover Dexter's plate, and he is a vegan, or Red is a vegan. Okay, Dexter ain't a vegan. Red is a vegan, and so she was like, we got cauliflower, pan-seared cauliflower, and some sweet potato garnish or something. It looked horrible. Okay. Horrible. They could have did better than that. They could have did better. You got perfectly good lamb chops, and you gonna serve this hot mess? They could have did better than that. Ugh. Okay. Yuck. Okay. Yuck. It was ooh. Boo. You could have did better than that. Anyway, all right. So so then Lowell tells the group that he has a little show and tell. So he is going to kill this lady for her dog tattoo. Okay? And so she only has a couple more sessions, and then she only got one more session, and then he gonna kill her, and then he gonna leave town. Okay, so so Dexter is intrigued. Okay, so now he knows. Oh, okay. So you gonna be my first kill, basically. That's what he looking. He thinking like, okay, you gonna be my first kill. But okay, so Lowell explains the pressure. He says intense pressure, a dizzy, unstoppable feeling, and but then so they go around the room, and they was like, no, I call it the itch, and somebody said I call it the need, and so somebody said I call it the great yearning, and I call it the urge. But whatever the case may be, it's the urge to kill somebody. Okay, that's what it is. So Lowell, like I said, is on the top of the list for Dexter. Okay. Bye bye Doogie Howser. Bye bye boo. Bye bye bye. Sorry. Anyway, so Leon tells Dexter, well, the money is for you to do your show and tell. So he says, so next time you come to the group, you got to show and tell. Okay. But didn't nobody else show and tell? It was just Lowell. Was that his turn? Okay, and so now that it's the new person turn. We can't do some more people until till I give me another kill in. Okay, I'm sorry. I just can't kill like that. I just can't kill like that. Okay. Anyway, so we go to Harrison. Dumbass picks the damn watch up. Okay. And instead of pawning it, but I after I thought about it, I said, no, he can't pawn it because it's got his name on the back of the watch. Okay. So, but he could have just threw it in the trash. Okay. You could have just threw it in the trash. Okay. All right. Threw it in the river. Okay. He could have did something with that. Okay. Since he gonna pick it up. Okay. Because I would have told the lady, listen, he gone. You can keep it, okay? But since he gonna pick it up, throw it in the trash, throw it somewhere. Just don't keep it. But no, of course he keeping it. So anyway, so Angel, of course, visits a hotel. And Angel does not reveal that Dexter is alive. Okay, so he kept that from him. He said, my condolences to you, but he did tell him that Did you know that your daddy was the Bay Harbor butcher? Oh hell no! The fuck? What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? Okay. What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? Okay. What the hell? What the hell? And so Angel, he was like, he was like, do you know it? Do you know your dad was the Bay Harbor butcher? What the? What? I have no words. I have no words for this. I'm gonna keep going because I have no words for how he just, telling this boy he think his daddy is dead. Oh my God. So Angel was like, not Angel, Harrison was like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. He said, because I'm no snitch. That's what he wanted to say. I'm no fucking snitch, even if I did know. Okay, I ain't no fucking snitch. Okay. So Harrison like, listen, I gotta go to work. I gotta clock in. I gotta go. So then Elsa comes in. She, sees that Harrison's walking away. And Angel, she sees Angel's badge. So she go up to Angel and saying, telling that Harrison didn't have anything to do with that murder in this hotel. And he was like, I'm sorry. And she was like, yeah, that a murder that took place, and then they found the body in different parts of the body in garbage bags. Oh hell no! Jesus Christ! Jesus Christ! You stupid! What the hell? What the hell you say that for? Now he really intrigued. Okay? Now he really intrigued that the cops is thinking Harrison killed that guy and cut him up and cut him up and threw him in garbage bags. Elsa, shut the fuck up, child. Okay, huh? Let me give you this right here. Shut up, bitch. Yeah, shut up, bitch. Okay. Hello. Anyway, so the dinner party ends. They pass out phones so they can keep in touch with each other. All of these serial killers can keep in touch with each other. Okay, so the Dexter's in the dilemma because he killed Red. So he got to get some trophies somewhere, okay? Because he killed Red. So he ain't nobody killing no U car drivers anymore, okay? So ain't nobody killing them, okay? So okay. So what we gonna do? Anyway, so Harrison, so the watch keep ticking. You should have threw it away, Harrison. So he put it in a safe. I don't know what safe this is. I don't know. Is it in a room? Is it in a hotel room that he has a safe? Because he ain't got no room at the hotel. So is it just in some random room? I have no idea. I have no idea. He should have put it in that random room. You should have put it in that room where Ryan Foster was killed. That way, you should have cleaned it off real good and put it in that safe. That way it won't come up like it was it's suspicious, okay, because he was in that room. But now, if you put it in somebody else's room, then they gonna be like, where did this come from? Don't start no won't be none. So the damn watch keep ticking. So he got to go over Elsa's house because he can't deal with this noise, and so they having fun on the couch and stuff like that. And then Harrison tried to kiss her, and Elsa was like, "Oh no, hold on, back up, Jack, back up." So he get embarrassed and leave. So Harry, aka Gans, okay, Harry is reminding Dexter of why he came to New York, and he came to New York for Harrison, okay, but he ain't had no parts of Harrison. He just stalk him, just stalk him. Okay. He just stalk him, but he ain't doing nothing with him. Oh, he just stalking him. And so he tried to meet up with the Mia, the lady vengeance Mia. And so she was like 2:00, a jog in the park. And so then he calls Lowell to meet up with him because he gotta plan his kill with Lowell. Okay, so he gotta meet up with him. Okay, so but he meets up with Mia, goes for a jog in the park, and then she tells him about her childhood, about how she had to kill her stepfather because he was molesting her sister, and so that was like her first kill. And then she invites Dexter to her Airbnb for pastries and a shower. Okay. All right. So she gave him some vegan pastries. He wasn't in it. He was in. Okay. That's how he looked. And then she, said, "I'm gonna get in the shower," and she let the door crack, and and was changing up in front of the door. But then he had to go because he got to meet up with Lowell. He got to do his serial killer duties. Okay, so so he said, I gotta go. I gotta meet up with Lowell. So he meets up with Lowell, and he meets up with him at a bar across the street from the tattoo parlor, and he said that it's going down tonight because she is going to finish her tattoo, and so I can get that tattoo. So Dexter got to figure out, because he ain't got no tools on him. Okay, he ain't got no tools on. So Dexter's got to figure out how he gonna get back to Queens and get back to Manhattan or wherever this place is. So he can be the Bay Harbor butcher like he's supposed to. So Detective Claudette with her Staying Alive headphones, she's combing through videos and Angel comes to the precinct and talks to the two detectives on the case about what they know and what he know. Okay. Whatever. Lowell is also an anesthesiologist, so he gonna put some propofol in the gas mask and propofol on it so she can be knocked out. So he walking behind her, because she finished and everything is dark. She got headphones on. I can't. They can't get me like that because I always checking my peripheral. I got one headphone in. I don't do two headphones walking around. I do one headphone because I got to make sure ain't nobody following me. Especially it's dark outside. What the fuck? No. But that's how people get killed like that. Okay, but anyway. So he walking behind the girl with the tattoo. Dexter come along walking behind him, and he got him, and he put the propofol on him, and he is down for the count, man. He is down for the count. He wake up in some tattoo parlor. I have no idea where this tattoo parlor is, and I ain't even gonna be mad at it, okay? Whatever tattoo parlor it is, cause this is a show. And I always want Dexter to win. So Dexter, if that's where you found that tattoo parlor, you go ahead and find that tattoo parlor, baby. Okay, because I always want you to win. Anyway, so so uh so he cuts his face, and so he wake up, and so he said so he's looking down at him. He was like, "Oh, so you already breaking one of Prater's rules." And so and he said, "Well, I'll take my chances." And he said, and so Dexter asked him, he said, "Why you keep the skins?" He said, "Well, it calms me." He said, when I get that pressure and I start to, feeling like I need to kill, it calms me." And then he said, "Well, I understand." And so he shows him, he put some blood on a microscope slide. And so he was like, "Yeah, because this calms me too." And he said, "Well, that's pretty lame for somebody who cuts off heads." And he said, and Dexter was like, "I'm not Harold Schmidt." He said, "I'm Dexter Morgan, bitch." Okay, but he ain't say bitch, but I gotta put that on there. "I'm Dexter Morgan, bitch." Okay, and he was like, "Who is that?" He said, "I'm the Bay Harbor Butcher," and he got it. Okay, yeah, got stick the knife right in there. Yes, Lord, yes, Lord. I love Dexter. Can you tell? Anyway, so then he does his thing in 9 pieces, and so put them in bags. So then Harry, aka Gas, got to ride out. He got to ride out to put Doogie Howser in the incinerator. Okay, so when then Harry was like, "Ain't it suspicious that the new guy show up and then Lowell don't show up?" He said, "Well, I figured out." He said, that's where I'm best at. I figured out." And so then and so he gon' throw Doogie Howser in the thing talking about Lowell meet Red. I said, "See, you wrong for that." You wrong for that. So anyway, back to Harrison. So Lance um tells Harrison, and he said, did you sell me a stolen truck?" He said, "No, it's my dad's truck." He said, "Why some fedora ass cop come to my doorstep?" I said, "Oh, we know it was Fedora." Okay, so Harrison know who that is, and he said he right there, and so that was Angel again. Angel, you making me mad, Angel. You making me mad. So Angel comes and tells Harrison, um, uh, about that he didn't tell anything about his father, or being a Bay Harbor butcher or anything like that, to the cops. He didn't say that. He said, "Well, I can if you want me to," but then he gonna tell Harrison how all of these all of these killings and everything like that, it had your mama killed, your Aunt Deb killed, and his wife killed. And so now Harrison thinking like, maybe I should go to the police. So he called Detective Claudette, but she had her voicemail on. So then he goes to the precinct, and he gets to in the precinct, and he's about to walk in the precinct, and hand comes, and he's in it, and it's Dexter. He said, "Harrison, stop." And he turned around. He said, "Dad," and that's where it ended. I love this show. Jesus Christ. Every show should be this good. Anyway, tell me what you think. Get down in the comments and tell me what you think. Anyway, give me a thumbs up. Like and share and comment and subscribe to my channel. And we will. Wait a minute, try it again. Give me a thumbs up, like and share and comment and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.